Welcome back. You're watching the South Australian Sports Show. Poppy, time to talk about night hours. One of our favourites, of course. Emily Howard's been good enough to give us some of her time from the Woodville Bowling Club. Emily, thanks for coming in.
No worries. Thanks for having me.
All right, we're going to talk about night hours. Let's get a little bit of history on you first. So you started about 4 years ago at the Woodville Bowling Club. When she was 8? Yeah.
Not quite, but...
You started with your dad. What drew you to bowls?
Well, my grandparents, my great-grandparents are both club champions down at the Lockleys Bowling Club. Woodville Bowling Club is quite close to home for myself and my dad. So, yeah, we just started a social club team with a few of his mates 4 years ago. And then just from getting to know the club, Woodville Bowling Club is a great place to play and it's such a family-orientated community. They wrote me in to play pennants bowls on Saturdays. So I'm now into my second season of pennant bowls for the weekends. I fill in every now and again with the women's when I can, when it's not tying in with work. This year I was voted in by the members to be on the committee.
Great.
And Mike Hayward, who used to run the coordination of night hours for about 14 years, he stepped down, and either they asked me or I put my hand up. I can't quite remember, but now I run the night hours every Wednesday night at Woodville.
You know, there's a couple of things that you've mentioned, a couple of words you mentioned that is now synonymous with bowls. That is family and community. And probably the third thing is youth. And all three of those things are actually crucial to any sport, any sporting body, but more so bowls in recent years. And you've probably seen it down at Woodville, I'm imagining.
Yeah, definitely. Like, people think that bowls is for like an old person's sport. It definitely isn't. A lot of the night owlers these days at the clubs are between 20 and 30 years old.
Yeah.
The night owls down at Woodville, we've got a very mixed age group of people. I've roped in some friends to come down and join some teams. They are telling their friends, so it is a real mixture. But yeah, I definitely think that more young people should take up the sport.
Night hours has become really popular on a Wednesday night. Big at Woodville, big at a lot of clubs. What do you think the attraction is for night hours?
I think it's more of a laid back feel. It's more of a social. It's not like there is some competitiveness to it, but it's not as competitive as playing your pennant bowling. We have music playing through the loudspeakers. We've got cheap bar drinks. We've got the barbecue.
I guess I could pop down for a look.
Yeah. People bring their friends, they bring their family, they bring their kids out. It's just a real social experience, and it breaks up your week really good on a Wednesday night.
I reckon that's the key too. Everyone's so busy, gone are the days where, the dad's at work and the mum's at home or whatever it might be. Everyone's so busy, it's nice, and you mentioned it perfectly. Midweek to have that deep breath before you get back into it. How easy is it to get involved in a club like yours? Yeah,
well, if anyone's interested around the Woodville area, they can go onto the Woodville Bowling Club Facebook page. They can email me at thewoodvillebowlingclub@gmail.com or pop down on a Wednesday night at Woodville. We have seasons that run through from mid-October to mid-December.
So a good time to come and have a peek now.
Yeah, come and have a crack now. The next one starts
in January?
Mid-January to about mid-March. That's our more popular season. Obviously, the weather's a lot better at that point in time. It's a team of 4, or if you want to come down on your own, we do have a lot of single people that form their own teams, or they fill in teams.
So let me get this right. We've got single people and cheap drinks. What's the address again?
We're down on Oval Avenue in Woodville, right next to the football oval there.
Okay.
It's a cheap night, $6 a person to come play. We have a barbecue for a gold coin donation beforehand, and the $6 includes the cheese and bickies for supper.
Nearly ticks every box for you, Poppy.
Yeah. Is it only Wednesday night? What are you doing Monday, Tuesday?
November 29th, there's a come and try night. Is there for the bowl? So anyone can turn up on Tuesday the 29th, just come and try.
Yeah, so Bowls SA and 5AA have just partnered up. 5AA are now the South Australian sponsor for night hours.
Okay.
They're hosting a night at the Adelaide Bowling Club from 6 o'clock on the 29th. Anyone's invited. There's a free barbecue on. They've also got cheap drinks there, and it's if anyone's interested, pop down after work. It's a great easy location to get to if you're working in town. It's just that thing, if you ever considered playing bowls, have a roll.
I've got to ask you this before we let you go, Emily. Now, your grandparents and your great-grandparents are club champions at Lockleys.
That's impressive.
How do they feel about you playing at Woodville?
Oh, look, I think they would have loved me to go out to Lockleys, but Woodville's just down the road. I walk there So, and I've really fallen in with the club. Like I mentioned before, it's such a family-orientated community. They're great people. Not quite sure I'm ready to leave them yet.
Okay.
All right, thanks for coming in.
Well
we need to get to a break. Get on the Woodville Bowls Club website. Have a look. Plenty happening down there. Stay with us. Still plenty to come.